Are we rolling?
Inspector, could you tell us about the two men that you have...
Now let's start from the beginning. All right.
Okay.
Start asking
All right.
chronology. If you want the story, I'll give it to you.
All right.
Okay, describe what...
All right.
All right.
That's good.
All right.
You ready?
Ready?
Roll.
Chief, could you describe what happened here today?
At about 3:15 p.m. This afternoon, there were about 400 persons present in the ballroom here, representing an organization known as the Afro-American Unity Organization, headed up by Malcolm X. And Malcolm was addressing the audience from the speaker's platform when suddenly, apparently, two men approached the speaker's rostrum and discharged shots at him from apparently very close range.
How many shots were there, Chief?
Apparently there were at least 8 or 10 shots fired, 7 of which hit Malcolm.
Were they all pistol shots, sir?
I'm not certain at this time whether they were all pistol shots. We did recover a sawed-off shotgun near the speaker's platform.
On the stage itself, sir?
No, in front of the stage, down on the floor.
Where was Malcolm hit?
He sustained one shot in the lower right chin, and the other 6 hit him in the chest and body.
Was he dead immediately?
No, he wasn't dead immediately, but expired very shortly thereafter.
How many men are known to have fired these guns, Inspector?
It would appear that there were at least 2 men.
Now, what happened after this, Inspector? After Malcolm was hit?
Well, of course, apparently there was a great deal of confusion in the hall, and everyone was trying to get out.
Was anybody else hit?
Yes, there were 2 other persons who apparently were spectators who sustained gunshot wounds. One, a Mr. William Harris, address unknown at this time, sustained a gunshot wound of the abdomen, and a William Parker sustained a gunshot wound of his right foot. He lives at 2305 30th Avenue, Astoria, Queens.
Are you convinced that both of these men had no part in the conspiracy to kill Malcolm?
This is still under investigation. I wouldn't be able to answer
Now,
that.
the 2 men who
definitely.
fired the shots, Inspector, what happened to them?
Well, we have 2 suspects in custody now.
Were they
Where
the
were they
men who
arrested?
fired the shots?
I wouldn't know that at this time.
Where were they arrested, sir?
One of these men was arrested on the street by one of our patrolmen close by.
There were no police at this meeting, were there, Inspector?
There were no uniformed policemen assigned inside this ballroom.
What about the skirmish that apparently took place before? What has that got to do with the apparent killing?
It might have been a diversionary tactic.
What was this skirmish about?
I wouldn't know that.
Have you found eyewitnesses to be cooperative in this area?
I wouldn't know that at this time. These persons have not been fully.
You're now rounding up eyewitnesses.
We are in the
completing your story.
We are in the process of conducting our investigation.
Chief,
now.
you said your men picked up one suspect outside the Audubon ballroom. Where did they pick up the other suspect?
The other man was picked up right here in front of the building.
In front of the ballroom also. So both of them
Right.
were picked up outside.
Right.
Inspector, is it known whether these men belong to the Black Muslim?
I have no way of knowing that at this time.
But that facet is under investigation.
Yes, it is.
I understand that Malcolm X had just agreed to have a television debate with Elijah Muhammad, the head of the Black Muslim movement, just before this meeting. Do you know anything about that?
I know nothing about that.
Gene, you were I believe you were the only press fan in the auditorium when Malcolm X was shot.
Yes, that's correct. I went as an individual.
Is that how you happened to get in?
Well, today's my day off, and as a reporter, I'm naturally interested in current events. And this being the tense kind of situation in this part of town that it is, I decided that I would attend today, not as a reporter, but as a private citizen.
Well, just what happened?
You mean when Malcolm was shot, I assume?
Exactly.
I was sitting in the front row, right in front of Malcolm, in fact, and he came out on the stage. The introductory speaker turned over the platform to him, and he raised his hand in a Muslim greeting, Salam Alaikum. At that point, I heard a rumbling behind me, and I'm sure everyone else did too, and I turned around in my seat to see what it was. And then we saw, I saw two guys standing up, and the next thing, my next impression, it all happened very rapidly, as you can understand, is of the gunshots. And I saw Malcolm had his hand up. He said, stay cool, stay calm, or something like that. And just then the gunfire went off, and his hand was up. I remember this. I turned around quickly, and the next thing I saw was Malcolm falling back in a dead faint. Right after that, of course, like everybody else, chairs were being knocked over. There were screams. Everybody was in a mad confusion. I dove for the floor and scrambled behind a rampart on the side. My first impression was, of course, as a reporter, to get to a telephone and file my story. And I started crawling towards the back of the auditorium, and I incidentally saw a guy running out, evidently one of the perpetrators running out, and he was shooting like a cowboy all over the place. And of course, the shots were going off wildly. And after that, there was pandemonium in the place.
How many shots did you hear? Do you know?
I can't give you an accurate number, because I just wasn't that observant. But I would say I heard at least 8 shots fired. First, about 3 rapidly, and that's clear because Malcolm, I understand, was hit about 3 times. And then afterwards, when they were trying to get out, I imagine they were trying to scare everybody out of their way. There were many, many gunshots fired.
Did you see the man who fired the shot?
When you say see him, I didn't record a distinct visual impression of anyone. I just remember seeing someone fleeing. I couldn't identify anyone. No.
Well, how many people would you say had guns that were firing in there?
Well, I am told that there were 2. Mind you, I didn't see the perpetrator shoot Malcolm. I was looking at Malcolm when he was hit. I didn't see the person who was firing. I was facing Malcolm at the time the bullets went off.
Now, what about the man who shot him? I understand somebody was picked up outside or shot outside.
I was inside. I could not verify that for you.
Okay. You live here in Harlem?
Yes, I do.
Were you in the auditorium at the time?
No, I wasn't in the auditorium. No.
Well, what do you think about this shooting of Malcolm X?
I think it was a real terrible thing that they shot this man who's been overseas, and it's bad public relations, bad publicity for the United States, for a man to come back from abroad that's been over there with all those peoples and come back to the United States and have to be, I call it assassination.
By whom?
For assassination, I'm presuming that it come from the object side, that whom he was with, which they burned his house. And they burned his house, and from what I heard from a rumor that he said he didn't want no protection. But I think that the man should have had protection. I think so. Definitely in the, and if not by New York Police Department, is by the Audubon Ballroom. I think that they should have had protection. And second of all, this year, I don't think that they should have had a gathering.
Do you think the black Muslims are responsible?
I wouldn't put it on the black Muslim, and I say this year that I don't know whom did it, but I say that it's a very, very bad thing for Harlem, because at this moment we're just getting over the ride that they had, and now with this starting off, this makes it worse. You understand?
What do you think that's going to do to Harlem?
Well, they're definitely going to have to fight now because Malcolm is dead. This is nearly as bad as when they assassinate the President of the United States.
What do you think of Malcolm X's death?
I know it was no accident.
I know Mr. Muhammad because from what I hear Malcolm X said the other night.
Who do you believe is responsible for Malcolm X's
The white
death?
power structure in America is behind it. They're quick to capitalize on by saying that one of his own kind did it, but they put it up to be done.
What do you mean, the white power
The
structure?
white power structure of America. They know they had more to gain by getting Malcolm X out the way than they had to buy and let him live. That's why I said.
But what is the white power structure?
Never mind, I just said the white power structure. You know the white race, don't you? Well, that's what I mean by it.
In the last year, like Roy Wilkins said, he changed. He wanted to get along with the white people. But you people didn't want to get along with us.
What do you think?
Me? I'm not talking.
Why not?
I'm not talking. Because I know nothing.
What does Malcolm X's death mean to you? What do you feel about it?
What do you feel about me?
What do you feel about
It's a
his
blow
death?
to every black people in the United States of America. Black.
It's what?
It's a blow, he said.
It's a blow.
Blow, he said.
Yes.
He says a blow to every black American, black people in the United States. That's what he was saying.
Why is it a blow to you?
Because he's a part of me. Because he looks like me. And his skin is me. He's a black man and I'm a black man. And he takes up a black emancipation.
That's right. That's right.
He was a hero to me. He stood out among all black people.
That's
He
right.
showed the white man where it was at.
Well, why was he a
He got
hero?
respect. Why was he off it in Princeton and all these big white universities? Because they respected him too, the way I respected him.
That's
He meant
right.
something to me. That's why I'm down here.
That's right.
What's going to happen now, do you think?
What's going to happen? You're going to get hurt. Your people, my people, it's going to be a whole lot of hurt before this whole thing is over. That's what I think.
Because of
this death. Whoever did it, Muslims or whoever did it, it's going to be a whole lot of hurt.
They behind
A whole
that.
lot.
The white race.
Who do you believe did it?
I don't believe the Muslims did it. Why would they kill another black man?
Well, they killed Malcolm X before. They had right killing him. He was for me, and he was for him. If you kill him, there's gonna be more killing going on. That's right. Your color, my color.
What did Malcolm X mean to you?
He meant a great deal to me and my people. I'm sorry that a good man is gone. But the first I hear of it, I couldn't have cried anymore, I don't believe, if I had lost my mother.
What did he mean to you? Can you tell me a bit more about it?
He meant deliverance for my people. And I hope we all walk in the same footsteps as Malcolm X was walking in.
Some people seem to feel that he meant deliverance by violence. Did you agree with that?
No, I disagree. I think he meant as the things he said. If one wants to fight with bullets, then retaliate with the same. If you don't know anything but a gun, at that time, I feel we should know the same. But I don't hate everybody. In fact, I have no hate in my heart.
Well, I think we have to agree that this appears to be the result of an internal conflict within the black nationalist movement. So I think the first thing that needs to be done is for a conference of goodwill to take place between black nationalist leaders. This was why I suggested a few days ago that the followers of the late Malcolm X and the followers of Elijah Muhammad should sit down at the peace table together, so to speak, and discuss this problem and try to reach some understanding. I don't think, and I'm sure, that nothing can be accomplished by violence. It only leads to new and more complex social problems. I think it is unfortunate for the black nationalist movement. I think it is unfortunate for the health of our nation.
In the northern streets, in any case, of which we have a great many, Malcolm was a kind of hero. And I disagreed with him, you know, which is in this context irrelevant, but when he talked to the people in the streets, if one ignored his conclusions, he was the only person who was describing, making vivid, making a catalog of the actual situation of the American Negro. That is to say, when he talked about the situation in which we all find ourselves, the actual day-to-day situation of being a Negro father, son, or daughter, a Negro woman, nobody could contest it. It was all true. So that was a very important function. And now he's gone. We don't know how. And it's a very sinister event. That's all I can say. I don't...
Mrs. Malcolm X, first I want to thank you for talking with us under these trying circumstances, and your husband did not die in vain in this cause and struggle. During the course of his lifetime and his career, did he ever discuss with you the aims of this new organization he founded last year, the Organization for Afro-American Unity?
Well, yes. In particular, one of the aims was internationalizing the problem of the Afro-American in this country. He felt that as long as in a few states we were begging for cups of coffee or things of this sort, that we would not receive rights all over. Just as the white man is able to go all over the face of the earth and receive the same dignity and respect in one country as he does in the other, the Afro-American or the African, wherever he goes, receive indignation and disrespect. And he felt by internationalizing the problem, by helping the Africans, and in turn the African helping us to get our rights, that a black man, an Afro-American or an African, could go all over the face of the earth and receive the same dignity, the same respect as any white man. And I think that this was one of the aims, and it was a very good aim.